So go.
All right. Hello. So I think that we are live. And if I set this up correctly, then it should be on Instagram and Facebook, but we will find out after because I can't tell from here. I don't know, Laura. So I'm excited to introduce to you a new friend of mine and a seriously powerful, amazing woman. So her name is Laura Chattington. She's a female entrepreneur who has been running multi-million-dollar marketing and communication accounts globally and helping business owners design, communicate, and scale their high-ticket offers. I love it. So she is the founder of both Simplified Marketing and Offer Accelerator Systems, which simplify and accelerate business growth. So clearly we could be friends because we think along the same lines here. So with a background in tech, communication, and marketing, she has over 20 years experience working with billion-dollar companies like Oracle, Deloitte, IBM, Facebook at one end of the scale. And her heart is with her coaching, consulting entrepreneurs with their business and marketing and really removing the overwhelm and confusion fed by many in the marketing and tech industry. So much a woman after my own heart, because I definitely am with you on that. Her services are normally charged between $10K and $100K, and people and companies hire Laura to really accelerate their results. She has directed and delivered both small and large scale events globally, training hundreds of people worldwide, both in person and online. And Laura will help you simplify, accelerate, and grow your business.
Ooh, sounds good.
Welcome, Laura.
Hi, that's such a lovely introduction. I appreciate it very much, and it's great to be here. And yeah, we have lots of things in common for sure,
Yes,
right? We
absolutely.
have lots of things in common. So that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit about how you started with the whole concept of simplified marketing.
Yeah, it's a theme, I think, that has been I have a little 20 years of have I been doing it for 20 years. I've got a little hang up about my age, I think, but it's kind of like a theme that's been running through everything I've done pretty much all my career. And I actually, in terms of the actual simplified marketing live stuff that we do, I do it with a partner called Carina. And actually, when I met Carina, it kind of triggered the thoughts off again, because when I met her, she was a coach, and she had an amazing backstory, and she was trying to kind of swim through all this kind of marketing that we all sort of see every single day that is constantly coming at us. And we joke now, but it wasn't a joke at the time. She had I joke, I'm like, she had a course on literally everything. Like, she'd bought a course on, YouTube channels, social content, reels, Facebook, funnels, websites, lives, like literally everything. And when I met her, she was in a 25K coaching group that was, the purpose of the group was to help her build a webinar system thingamajiggy thing that would attract clients. And she was like totally overwhelmed, and like none of it was sticking. And she couldn't kind of really articulate what she was trying to do, but she just felt like she had to have all this stuff. And when you kind of wake up in the morning and you're like, oh God, that sort of weight, I always talk about it as a weight of overwhelm sitting on your chest. And you're sort of like, what do I do today? Where do I start? And all this stuff is going on. And the issue is that with all that noise, I guess, it's so hard to join up the dots, right? And get things connecting. And everybody's like hustling in the kind of marketing streets of everything. And I speak to so many coaches who are just nowhere. They're trying to, work it out. And I sort of like to make the comparison on, it's like trying to get to your destination, right? I want to get to your destination, I want to get to the place where my business has lots of clients I want to work with coming to the business, and I'm working and I'm feeling good about helping people, but you literally don't have the map to get there. And you've sort of spent all your money and your time on things that make your car go faster, like fill up your car with fuel, add turbo.
That's such a good analogy.
Yeah, right? It's like, I've bought stuff that's going to add turbos to my engine.
But I still don't know how to get there.
But I don't know how to get there, right? And at some point, all those things work. It's not like they don't work. All those things work, but they don't get you to the destination. And the destination of what we're trying to do in business is, it's different for everybody, but ultimately it's serving people and getting clients. Yeah. And all of those things that Chris has certainly had invested in, and lots of people invested in, it's just doing it in the wrong sequence. And it's like, I kind of, again, using that, I like the car analogy because it kind of makes sense to people, but it's kind of like pressing the accelerator with your foot on the brake, right? It's like, if you don't get the sequence right, it's like going to dinner when you haven't got dressed. And I always say, and I sort of give another one where years ago, I bought a course to scale my business to $250 million. And back then I wasn't even doing 7 figures, 6 figures. I was, so I had this course to scale to 250, and it doesn't make sense.
Not for at the level you were at that point. No,
exactly. And like I always think again, I've sort of worked for years, and the first thing you need to do is just simplify things down and get that map, and then get the GPS, because then you're going to get there faster. Because it's not that you're stupid, or you don't have value to share, or you don't want to help others. And it's because of all that marketing. I call it marketing bro. I think I can, because we're females here.
Yeah. The dude bro marketing kind of vibe. Yes.
Which is selling you seat covers and turbos and car washes and shiny interior, right? And the thing is the way that all that influence of marketing works is it's like, you've got to have it now. You've got to have it now. But actually, to get that stream of consistent client flow into your business, you just need to simplify the steps, have the map, and sort of know what your destination is. Yeah. And so that's kind of where, and every time I spoke to people, I'd be like, so how's your marketing work? What are you doing? And they couldn't, and I realized that actually most people didn't understand the sort of principle of what they were trying to do. So hence, after about 20 years of conversations, Simplified Marketing is solving that problem.
Ooh. Okay, so what's the process then that you take people through? Like, what does that actually look like?
So in the workshop that we're going to do, excuse me, I'm
thirsty.
Refreshments. So in the workshop, it's really open to, we say midlife business owners. So for people who've been around the block a bit and who want to, who are kind of stuck trying to work out their marketing, and they want to go from sort of on that constant sort of hamster wheel of trying to find clients to having this, the ultimate flow of clients into your business. And it may be for people who feel like they have an inconsistent or unpredictable clients coming in. I know you talk a lot about this too. Or a lot of people are saying things like, I'm trying to find clients consistently. It's consuming all my time. I don't get to do anything else.
Yeah.
And again, people come to you with this stuff, or even people who are like, if you're really good at what you do, but you hate marketing, this is also going to help you.
You should hear this. Yes, exactly.
Because people say that. They're like, I hate marketing, or they don't want to be sleazy or salesy about the selling, right? And they're just like, I hate it. I just want to shut the windows and never have to do it ever again.
Yeah.
So if any of that resonates, and as I started out saying, if you've invested in programs and courses and strategies and all that stuff, but nothing is really sticking or connecting the dots, then the workshop is going to address that. So what are we going to cover? So we're going to cover, and I'm going to resist the temptation to start covering it now.
I know, right? I do the same thing. You like contain. We got to contain it and like bullet point.
This is like a little teaser to like come along and join us. But so I'm not gonna do that. So so sort of step one is to simplify marketing. You're literally gonna get rid of all that overwhelm with all those marketing tactics, all that awkward sales conversation, all that stuff that you absolutely hate. And we're going to simplify it. And we're going to show you a very simple kind of the principles of what you're doing in your marketing and how you're attracting clients, and how you can work out what's working and what's not working, and how you can sort of build that map to where you want to go. So it's kind of like the concept of what it is that you need to be doing. So that's the first thing we're going to do.
Yes.
The next thing we're going to do is, and I talk about this as, it's like I talk about it like a little offer treasure hunt. It's like a treasure hunt.
I like that. Okay.
And when I say you're going to stop losing gazillions, I love that word, gazillions of dollars and time with your marketing on this treasure hunt, I sincerely believe that I can definitely deliver that in this workshop, because when you have this skill that we're going to teach you, I'm not sure I should say a skill, but when you have this tool that we're going to teach you, you are going to save weeks, if not months and years of effort and time and money on wasted sort of marketing systems and trying to work out what it is your clients really want. We're going to give you a tool or a toolkit so that you can sort of accelerate that process. So I'm kind of like, it's like a little treasure hunt that we go on, and we're going to like do it with you. So it's not a kind of like, this is what you do. We're actually going to do it in the workshop, so that you're actually going away with that stuff, so you can apply it straight away, right? And then the last thing we're going to do, hopefully we're going to fit it all in our 2-hour workshop, but I'm pretty sure we will.
It's the goal.
We're good at timekeeping. We are going to help you build a sequence of steps that you need to take so that you can attract the clients you want. Sort of with the umbrella of everything is simplified. It's simplified, it's actionable, and it's the stuff you really need to do. And everything else is just like extra. I'm going to strip all of that away. So that's kind of what we're going to do.
I love it. I love it. And then I'm going to like come in with my mindset, kind of like tie it all together, because without the mindset behind it, you won't you just struggle to execute, no matter how simple. Like, we need to make sure that your brain is on board to get you there and like really pull all of this together. So, love it.
Well, because we've spoken before. I mean, I always secretly, I think that piece is like, I guess I'm trying to use my analogy, but I think I'm going to mess it up, so I won't. So having the mindset tools or to help you manage your mindset. I always think ultimately as a business owner, and I always say it, that I think setting up a business is the most challenging, rewarding, effective, like personal development thing you could ever go on in your life, and nobody thinks that when they start, but
and everybody is going to agree once they're like a few years in, like, oh yeah, okay, I see what they're saying.
And I personally have done 25 years of personal development, and I'm still learning. Always. So actually that piece that you're speaking on is so critical to being able to take action and sort of deal with whatever comes up. So it's actually a really good match. I think it's brilliant. So that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you should all come. It's the 23rd. But hold on, because first, like before we dive into like those details, tell me what are the things that hold people back? Like what are the things that you typically see that people end up struggling with?
Well, I think that we've kind of touched on the two big ones, which is feeling overwhelmed. I think that is, someone was saying to me the other day, people, when you ask people how they are, they used to say busy, but now they say overwhelmed. The world is overwhelmed. Right.
Yep.
And so that sort of constant overwhelm of the marketing bro tactical world that we live in now, which is like relentless, isn't it? And I think that makes decisions that you need to make about your business on a day, or what you want to do on a daily basis, really hard to take, which is kind of like why we're doing Simplified Marketing. So I think that, you know, I speak to so many coaches and consultants, and they're just like, it's like trying to get through these weeds of like working stuff out. So I think that's a huge thing that holds people back. With I think the mindset obviously is a big thing. And I also think related to that is when you don't feel like you're good enough, and how that actually plays out.
That's a big one.
You're not good enough. Can you actually communicate this offer? Can you do this? Can you deliver? Are you qualified enough? Have you got enough experience? All those things that is really, there for everybody, I think.
And it's playing a huge factor in your growth, right? Which you can't necessarily see, like, it's not necessarily super obvious, but like when somebody like me comes in, it's like, okay, this is what's happening. Like, this is why you're struggling here, or you're not showing up like an authority because of this, like, you know, what you've got running in the background. So yes.
And it's kind of like, and it's so subtle. I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but it's so subtle what goes on in your head, right? I always think it's so subtle that you can persuade yourself that you don't need to do X and Y. You know, you don't need to go live. You don't need to whatever. You don't need to make that call to.
You can really sell yourself on like the playing it down, playing it small. Like, but I don't need to. It's fine. Yeah. There's like all these other reasons, and really, it's just like that kind of like staying safe, playing it like you know, like holding back. So
we're incredibly good at convincing ourselves.
Yes,
of the
it is a skill.
Secretly want to not
definitely
do.
A skill. Exactly.
Which is why having someone like you on you know, on the, I always think having someone like you on the sidelines is so important. And I work also with clients, and I always think I'm just there to give them a push to help them work out what to do, and then give them a nudge. And I think sometimes that's what they need. So having
well, that kind of like somebody holding up the mirror to be like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what you're doing.
And do you remember when you said you wanted X, Y, and Z? Yeah, you've got to do that. Yeah. So I think that so that for sure. And also having the right people around you. And I always think that I have a secretly, I have quite a big ego, and I didn't realize I did until I did a lot of self-development and realized I was like, ooh, no, I do feel like I need to be right, and I need to do it. And since I worked that out, I've actually very intentionally got into rooms with people who are much better than me at what I'm doing, right? And
which ironically is where you want to be. I was having this conversation with my client the other day, and she's like, I want to like be the best one in the room, and I want to like be the smartest. And I kind of looked at her, I'm like, really? I don't. I literally don't. Like, I want to be in rooms with people who are stronger than me, better than me, and like, so I can level up. And it just totally shifted how she saw it. And she was like, oh, which is like,
I actually think that was a big blag that I sold myself for many years. If I'm going to fess up, is that I pretended I didn't need to be the smartest in the room, but actually I looked for that. Consciously. And when I went into rooms with much more experienced people, I pretended I wanted to learn from them, but really I then would find issues that I didn't want to be in that room, and I wouldn't stay in the room, right?
Yeah. Which just puts you back in your like comfort zone, right?
It's like big fish, small pot, all of that stuff. And it did take me a while, and I know a lot longer than I would have liked it to work out. The only way that you get further forward is by being in a room surrounded by people who've already done what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite easy. It's easy when that happens, because, and it's kind of like, I mean, life is a lifelong personal development program, isn't it? But if that would be a piece of advice I would give my younger self, is like, just get in the room with people who've done what you want to do, and you'll get there faster, and you'll save yourself time, tears, effort.
Just leave the ego at the door.
Yeah, exactly. Takes time sometimes. So I think those are probably three of the biggest things that holds people back, like headspace. We've all got it.
Yeah.
Overwhelm with marketing. I mean, I just think that just adds to already the headspace stuff, trash you've got to get through, and just not being in the right room with the right people who've already done what you're trying to do.
True.
And I think that would be my top three if I could pick three.
Yeah, I feel like you hit the nail on the head there. Okay, so for anybody who wants to come join us, like, Laura, tell us the details on the workshop. So it's the 23rd.
So it's the 23rd. I was just having a little bit of a diary incident earlier today. So it's the 23rd. It is 10 o'clock Eastern. Yes. Which is 3 p.m. UK, which is totally cool, as long as I've got the right.
We all get to, all the Canadians and Americans get to enjoy your accent.
Yeah. I start to think that people just invite me because I have got a really like London English accent, but hopefully there's a bit more to that. So it is on the 23rd. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern. It is $47. You're going to get like thousands of dollars worth of training in that room. You're going to be doing stuff. It's not just show up and listen. It's show up and participate. So with a kind of intention that is going to save you so much time and money. I cannot measure it. It is sort of fast track stuff that will simplify everything for you. To get your place, you just have to go to www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com/Carina. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
I remember seeing
that. I would get my letters muddled up. We will add the link. So it's www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com/Carina. Get your place and sign up. It's on the 23rd at 10 o'clock Eastern. And we are literally going to simplify everything in your business when it comes to marketing and attracting clients. Blow away all that stuff you don't need. Do a little treasure hunt, which will save you lots of time. And you're going to walk out of it with a plan that is going to be simple, but you're going to execute it and everything is going to make sense. So that's what we're doing.
I love it. And just for anybody who's like blocking off their calendar, block off like 2 hours, I think, like
Yes.
what we're estimating. So 2 hours, because we're actually doing work while like we're not just talking to you, we're doing the work while we're on the call. So personally, I love this because it's like when you commit to it, it's like, okay, I'm here, I'm doing it. Like this is my time that I've carved out. So,
and I think that that's the other thing about the $47, right? It's not like, I think that is the first step to the commitment, right? Is investing $47. It's not free. So you're going to show up, you're going to put the 2 hours in your calendar. I personally take the view that I will be there until everyone is gone. I'm happy to answer questions and carry on for as long as it takes, because I just want everybody to get exactly what they need so that they can go and take action out of there. But schedule 2 hours in at 10 o'clock Eastern, and we will get through it, I'm sure, in good time.
Absolutely. All right. I'm excited. So we will drop the links, I don't know, in all of the places, or you can just DM us directly. If you don't see a link, DM us directly.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
All right. So thank you so much. And we will see you all